Okay, folks, this is something that reminds me of how the tech industry, including the photocopier industry, actually the types of people that run the companies and the people that have a sway in how things are designed. And it's just something that I know it's going to sound like an insult, but I have no respect. I have no respect for these kinds of people that are in the industries that make the technology. And really, it's taking talented people and putting them on the sideline, all in the name of low wages and money fucking, profiteering. And these people can't make anything decent, including this piece of shit. So you wonder who the fuck is in control, and you just get the feeling it's this kind of creature. But anyway, let's see what we're talking about. Right, we're talking about monkeys, apes, people who don't have a fucking brain between their ears, who get given the power and the control, who work in the R&D labs, who can't write decent code, and they're all paid fucking bananas to be fucking idiots who end up having the sway in how things are presented. And this photocopier is one of the things that I feel monkeys have effectively taken control of. So I have no respect or reverence for people in this mental capacity who just care about money, and they don't get paid enough, but they're cheap and nasty, and they make shit product, making money and taking away the product. There's a type of person who should be in charge of the whole manufacturer of, that looks good, of the photocopiers. And these people who were actually sacked back in the late 90s are called what's known as toner heads. And toner heads are copier nerds, and they make really good R&D staff. They make really, really good, talented. They're really talented, and they know how to make a brilliant product. And the kind of people that are attracted, that are being put on by the industry, are people who just don't care, who don't care about the industry. They don't care about the customer. They just brown nose to their fucking asshole bosses. They're just a bunch of dickheads who are just nothing more than paid monkeys, and I really have no respect for them. They've insulted intelligent people for too long. Even though my dad is an asshole, my dad was victim of this. He used to be a technician for what was known as OTC, Overseas Telecommunications Commission, and they were privatised and they merged with Telecom to become Telstra. And Dad moved into management some time ago, and he was really good at what he did. And unfortunately, the telco eventually sacked my father and said he was overqualified. So they wanted monkeys instead of people that they classified as overqualified. So that was a real blow to my father's self-esteem. I know Dad's an asshole, and you probably heard me, if you've kept up with my videos, me constantly talking about him and saying how bad he is, but still, he didn't deserve it. He was quite talented, I think, or reasonably. But that's what you get these days in business. And the photocopier industry is full of it. We need the toner heads back in the R&D lab. We need the toner heads to be the managing directors, and most importantly, to be the CEO of the company, to be the head honcho, to lead the company into a positive direction and making it more than just a profiteering money fucked industry. We need to make it an industry where bright minds thrive and are treated with real respect and dignity. Not the shit we get today. And Konica Minolta, under the head honcho or CEO, Shai Yamana, he's a fucktard. He's a fucking dick. He just cares about money. Photocopiers are badly made. I had to take out a fucking bank loan on this machine because my old machine, there was no more spare parts available. They couldn't be guaranteed. So the company that looks after my service agreement, which is what I have with this one, couldn't provide me with a service agreement because the parts were no longer guaranteed. So I had to get, if I wanted to get the technician over, I'd have to pay for it out of my own pocket, and I don't have that kind of money laying around. So, and these equipments last only, I heard, 5 years, or I've read that as well. So that's not good. It's monkey brain, short-term thinking. And it's not good for the environment. You've got to keep the machines in commission a lot longer than what they are now. We've got to make them last longer. We've got to make them more environmentally friendly. You know, we've got to think of the present, not just the present, should I say. We've got to think of the future, what our grandchildren and our children are going to inherit. And I one day want to become CEO of a future photocopier company so I can address the issues and try to bring the industry back into line again to make it better than it ever has. And to not be greedy. Most of the money that I earn as CEO will go towards science and humanitarian causes to help correct the problems that we've created, such as climate change and mining rubbish tips to build our equipment instead of mining from virgin sources from the ground. We want to mine rubbish tips around the world, especially e-waste tips. So we've got to think of the environment, and we've got to think of the future. We've got to think of the human race, not fucking short-term money fucking goal of getting as much money as you can and keeping it to yourself and being a real fucking jerk, dickhead. Americans would call a person like that would be classified under the guise of the word jerk as a douchebag. So they're basically douchebags that run the industry. So if we're using an American slang, douchebag. And they really are. They're fucking worse. I have diarrhea, right? And it stinks really bad. Sorry to go on to this. And that's what I think of the work done by Shai Yamana and all the monkeys that are under him. Their work stinks worse than my fucking diarrhea that I'm currently sick with. So fucking hell, we don't want that kind of shit. And it's polluting. It's worse than diarrhea. It kills. Those chemicals leaching out of all that e-waste is killing us. Killing our fucking environment. We don't want that. But the monkeys prevail. As long as the monkeys prevail, we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to have anything new or exciting. Same with Apple computer. Apple iPhones. They're fucked. You know, since Steve Jobs died, it's a shitstorm. Stupid Tim Cook is the big monkey of all, of Apple. But anyway, that's another story. That looks really brilliant. I think now we can call this monkey business over.